Hi everyone, it is Alex with Holistic Movement Pilates. Today I have more of a classical reformer workout for you. It is going to be a classical with a twist, so obviously not a very classical workout, my version of a classical workout. It's going to be a nice ab exercise today. So we are going to go ahead and get started with one heavy, one light spring. We're going to start with abs and arms. If you want to go heavier than that, you can. If you want to go lighter than that, you can. It is up to you. So I usually do one heavy, one light spring. Again, you can go heavier, you can go lighter, that's up to you. Foot bars are going to go all the way down. We're going to start lying down onto reformers. Your headrest can be up or down. That is up to you to start. And then once we get down, onto our reformers, I'm gonna find my neutral spine. So we should have that nice natural curvature of my low back. And then I'm just gonna reach behind me and grab my short loops into my hands. Now, once I grab a hold of my short loops, my arms are gonna go straight up to the ceiling. The hands are gonna be right over our shoulders. Again, we're in our neutral spine. We're gonna go ahead and bring our knees up into a tabletop position. Our legs are zipped together. On an exhale, I'm just gonna press my arms straight down to the mat for our reach and pull. And then I'm just inhaling to return my arms back up to the ceiling. So I'm exhaling to pull straight down. And then I'm inhaling to return back up, feeling my lats engaging as I pull down on that exhale. And then inhaling as I return back up with control. Exhale to pull down. Our core is engaged, so those abdominals are drawing in and up each time we pull down. And then inhale again to return back up with control. Let's go for a couple more here. Exhale to press. Inhale, return. And then on this last one, I'm just gonna hold my arms all the way down to my hips, bend my elbows for a tricep press. It's an exhale to press the palms down and inhale to bend, and exhale again to press and inhale to bend for those triceps. We're maintaining our neutral spine. Our legs are staying zipped together. I'm gonna think my bra line stays heavy down into the mat. And as always, scooping into my core on every single exhale. Again, if you want to make this heavier, lighter, that is up to you today for arms and abs. Now, the next time we press our palms to our hips, let's hold them there. Let's open the arms out to a T, reach them up to the ceiling, pull down to our hips for our circle. So we're going out to the sides, up to the ceiling, pulling back down for our circles, making sure when we pull our arms back down, we are again engaging our core. As we open our arms out to a T, we're not going past our shoulders, past that T. Now, the next time I bring my palms down to my hips, I'm gonna pause, reverse. So we're going up to the ceiling, out to the sides. We're exhaling to press up, out, and again exhaling as we press the palms back down to the hips, really feeling those lats and biceps engaged. Keep those legs zipped together. Arms do not go past that T when we open them out to the sides of the room. The movement comes right from our shoulders. Inhale up, out. Exhale again as we press back down. Now, the next time we reach the arms up, let's just pause with the arms up. We'll relax our feet down, and then we can just give ourselves a little stretch. We're gonna move into our core work. So again, short loops are in our hands. Arms are gonna go back up to the ceiling. We're gonna find our neutral spines. Our knees are gonna go up into a tabletop position. Legs are zipped together. I'm gonna press my arms back down, and I'm gonna nod my chin to my chest, curling up into my abdominal curl, and then I'm inhaling to return back down with control. So again, on my exhale, I'm gonna nod and curl myself up, and then we're inhaling to return back down with control. Exhale, nod, curl from the bra lines. Inhale again and returning back down. We are working that nice articulation of our spine up. So I go chin to chest, roll up towards my bra line, and then inhale to return. Exhale, press, curl. Inhale to return back down. Let's go for 3. Drawing those abs in. I'm feeling my rectus abdominis working to bring me up. Returning back down, and then last one. Okay, now once we come down, we're gonna pause. We're gonna add in both legs. So I'm gonna exhale, press, curl, extend both legs out to a challenging level, and then inhale, return back in. Exhale, press, curl, curl, extend those legs. Inhale, return, they stay zipped together. Abs are drawing in, we're curling back to our bra lines. And again, holding that neutral spine the entire time. Exhale, press, curl, extend. Inhale, return, let's go for 3. And last one. All right, now once we come back down, we can relax our feet. We can just give ourselves a little bit of a stretch. We can sway our knees, hug them, stretch them. We're just gonna keep adding in with this series. So I'm gonna extend my arms back up to the ceiling, bring my knees back into my tabletop position. Legs are gonna be zipped together. I'm gonna press, curl, extend my legs out to a challenging level. Again, hold. Now, the legs stay. Palms are gonna rotate towards your body. We're gonna inhale, open our arms out to a T. Exhale, palms to hips for a little iron cross. Inhale, open. Exhale, press. Keep those legs zipped together. Abs in 3, 2, 1. Then once we come back in, bend those knees, arms up, heads down. Oh, relax the feet, give ourselves, again, a nice little stretch. Now the next time we come up, we're gonna add in our legs with our arms to make some snow angels. So let's extend our arms up to the ceiling, bring your knees back into that tabletop position, legs are zipped together. I'm gonna exhale, press, curl, extend back out, rotate my palms to my hips. Inhale, open the arms and legs. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Again, drawing the abs in and up as I pull my arms and legs together. Let's do 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees. Ooh, arms up, heads down. Relax our feet. Give it a nice little stretch. Okay, we're gonna move into some coordination, a little bit of a brain tease here. We're gonna start with our elbows pinned to our sides, just like tricep press. I'm gonna bring my knees back up into a tabletop position, legs are zipped together. And then from here, I'm just gonna nod my chin to my chest and come up into my abdominal curl. Now the idea is to hold your curl the entire time. We are going to start by pressing our arms and legs out together. We hold. We open and close the legs one time. We bend the knees first, then we bend the elbows last, and we hold our curls. So arms and legs go out together on an inhale. We hold the inhale. We open and close the legs. We exhale to bend the knees. We keep the exhale as we bend the elbows. So we inhale to push out. Open, close the legs. Exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows. It's an inhale to press. Hold that inhale. Open, close your legs. Exhale, knees, elbows. 3 more. Inhale, press, open, close. Exhale, knees, elbows. Inhale, press, hold it, open, close. Exhale, knees, elbows. Last one. Inhale, press, open, close. Exhale, knees, elbows. Ooh, return your feet back down and give it a nice little stretch. Now, if you have your headrest up, they're gonna go all the way down. We're gonna do a little jackknife here. For me personally, again, I'm on a heavy and a light spring. I'm gonna change to my longer loops just to make this a little more challenging for myself. Our arms are going straight up to the ceiling. Our legs are going to extend long away from us over our foot bars. I'm just gonna look at them, make sure that they're center and they're zipped together. Now, when we're here, just make sure that your bra lines are heavy, but we're still holding a neutral spine. I'm going to exhale, pull my arms down to my hips, and as I do so, I'm gonna lift my legs up just to the ceiling. Now, I'm gonna push into my palms. On my next exhale, I'm gonna lift my legs up and over my head. I'm gonna get them parallel to the floor, and then I'm gonna inhale, squeeze my glutes, point my toes up to the ceiling, hold here, and then we're gonna roll our spine all the way down into the mat. Woo, 1 vertebrae at a time. When my butt goes down, my arms can go up, my legs are gonna go back down. So again, we're gonna exhale, pull the arms, lift the legs. We go up and over. We're gonna inhale, ready? Lift your legs up, point your toes, squeeze your glutes. Exhale, roll the spine all the way back down. Now, if you need a little more assistance, go to your short loops. Longer loops make this just a little more challenging. The butt goes down, the arms go up, the legs go down on an inhale. Ready? Exhale, pull the arms, lift those legs. They go up and over. They're parallel to the floor. I'm going to inhale, squeeze my glutes, lift my legs, point my toes up towards the ceiling. And then I'm going to exhale, roll my spine, all the way down. When my butt gets down, my arms can go up, my legs can go down. Let's do 2 more. Pull down. Legs go up and over. They're parallel to the floor to start. We squeeze the glutes and we lift the legs. The toes are pointed. We exhale to roll our spines down. Keep pushing into your arms. When the butt goes down, the legs go down, the arms go up. 1 more, up and over. Parallel first. Squeeze those glutes, lift. Exhale, roll our spines back down. Arms up, feet down. Okay, head rest, stay down. Grab your short loops, they go onto your feet. We're gonna do a little short spine massage here. Short loops on your feet. Heels are together, toes are turned apart. We're in a frog position and we don't have to worry about our neutral spine here just because we're gonna go up and over again. We are going to inhale, push our legs out. Keep the heels together, toes turned apart. On an exhale, I'm gonna go up and over with my legs. They're not parallel to the floor. They're at a diagonal. I have tight straps, so I'm not getting any slack in my straps. I'm keeping tension on them. My carriage is all the way home. I'm gonna bend my knees, frog my feet in, and then I'm gonna keep my toes where they're at, and I'm rolling my spine down. So the feet need to stay. And then when you can't go down anymore with your feet over your eyes, you pull them down to your heels. You push your legs out. We exhale, we go up and over. Try to click your carriages home softly. Bend, frog in. Keep your feet, lose your seat, roll the spines down. Again, heels to glutes when you can't anymore, legs push out. We go up and over. I'm trying to click the carriage home. I'm keeping tension in my straps. Bend the knees, frog the feet, roll our spines back down. Let's do 2 more. Supposed to be a little massage here. Bend, frog, roll. Again, when you can't anymore, heels to glutes. Last one. Hit that carriage home. I might have done it a little too hard. And roll down. Okay, once we come down, I'm gonna take those straps into my hands. Go ahead, set your feet down out in front of you. We are going to hang our straps up onto the pegs, and then we're just gonna sit ourselves off to the sides. Now, we're gonna do some roll downs. I'm going to take off my yellow spring to make this a little more challenging for my core. If you want to keep the light spring on, you can. Again, I took it off just to make it a little more challenging for my core. So I'm on 1 heavy spring. So you for sure want 1 heavy. If you want to make it a little easier for yourself, you can always go 1 heavy and 1 light spring. And then if your shoulder blocks rotate like mine do, feel free to rotate them. My legs don't fit nicely through the shoulder blocks. If they don't rotate and you need to cross your legs, you can always cross your legs. Okay, I'm gonna measure, make sure I have at least a palm's width away from me in the back of my carriage so that my sacrum can roll down. You can have more than that, just no less. Grab your straps into your hands. I'm going to go to long loops to make this a little more challenging. You can always go to your short loops to make it a little easier. We're gonna bring the fists together right to your sternum. Elbows are going to be open out nice and wide to the sides. Remember, I'm sitting up nice and tall on top of my sits bones. On an exhale, I'm going to start to tuck my pelvis, send my tailbone towards my heels, and I'm going to roll my spine down again towards my sacrum. So the lowest part of my back is going to touch. I'm going to take an inhale here. On an exhale, I'm going to go up and over my legs, and then I'm going to stack my spine back up. Again, we're going to exhale, tuck the pelvis, send the tailbone towards the heels. My fists stay to my sternum the entire time. Inhale here. Exhale, you go up and over your legs. When we stack the spine, make sure that those shoulders are down. Tuck, roll back. The idea is getting that low back down. Take your inhale when you get back there. Exhale, you can go up and over your legs. Inhale, stack the spines up, shoulders are down. Let's go for a few more here. Up and over. Inhale, stack, shoulders are down. Tuck, roll back. Inhale, exhale, up and over. Inhale, stack the spines. The last one, when we roll back, eyes looking towards your core, towards your feet, never up to the ceiling, over and stack. Okay, now once we come back up, we're gonna do a little, kind of like my version of rowing one. We are going to bring the fist again right to our sternum. Elbows are gonna be open out nice wide. If you scoot it back, just make sure you still have that palms width away from you in the back of your carriage. We're gonna tuck our pelvises and roll about halfway back. And then once we get halfway back, we're gonna pause. Carriage stays still. We're gonna open our arms out to the sides of the room. Our palms face back. Then from here, I'm gonna dive over my legs. I'm gonna take my thumbs into my back, go right around your brow line, try to get your palms, your fingers to touch. We are going to open our arms back out to the sides of the room. This is like a butterfly stroke. Reach your fingers to your toes, stack your spines up, and bring your fist back to your sternum. So that's one. We're gonna tuck, roll back, pause. We open the arms, the palms face back. We dive over the legs. We bend the elbows like we have wings. Thumbs are together into our brow lines. Now think butterfly stroke. We're gonna open the arms wide. If your fingers could touch the sides of the room, we're reaching through our fingers. Then we go all the way to our toes. We stack the spines, fist back to our sternum. Tuck, roll back. Ready? Open those arms. Dive over. Thumbs together, then we open the arms wide, we go fingers to toes, stack the spines back up. Let's do one more like that, tuck, roll. And I'm not doing the breath, you guys, just because it's a lot. I want you to focus on the movement, whatever breath comes naturally to you, you can do that. Okay, relax. Now, we're gonna go into more of a flat back position. We're gonna start by bending the elbows at a 90-degree angle. Again, I still have my long loops. You guys can go short if you would like to. This is just gonna be a little lighter for my arms. Palms are facing me to start. Elbows bent at a 90. I'm sitting up nice and tall with a flat back. Now on an inhale, I'm gonna hinge back with this flat back. I'm gonna reach my arms overhead. My palms are rotated towards each other this time. I'm gonna lift up out of my hips, stretch my fingers to my toes. Then my hands go to the outside frame of the carriage, the palms face back. I'm gonna push my palms back, just like our butterfly. Reach the fingers to the toes, stack the spines, bend at that 90, palms face you. Flat back, ready? Hinge back with the flat back. Reach your arms up overhead, palms rotated towards each other. Lift up out of your hips. We stretch forward. We go fingers to toes, palms face back as we press back. And then I'm just gonna finish with that little butterfly, stack up, bend those elbows. Hinge back. Reach your arms overhead, palms rotate towards each other. Lift up out of your hips. Stretch forward, press your arms back. Butterfly to finish. Stack the spine, bend those elbows. Two more. Hinge, reach, up and over. Press your palms back. We'll just do that butterfly to finish. Bend those elbows, last one. Hinge with the flat back, reach overhead, up and over, press, and we'll just butterfly to finish. Whew, okay. We're gonna go heavier for springs to do a little bow and arrow, and then we're doing saw after our bow and arrow. So I'm gonna go one heavy, one medium spring. You can go heavier than that if you would like to. You can go lighter than that if you like to. Again, one heavy, one medium spring for me today. I'm gonna take my short loops into my hands just to make this a little heavier. Rotate your palms to the floor, arms are gonna be nice and long. Sits bones are anchored down into the carriage. We're sitting up nice and tall. On an exhale, I'm gonna bend my right elbow wide out to the side. My left arm stays long. I inhale to go center, then we go left. Pull, rotate, right arm stays long, and center. Reminder, your hips are staying in the same spot, so your sits bones are staying heavy. I like to imagine if my sits bones are like little screws, they're screwed down into my carriage so it does not allow my pelvis to shift. If your pelvis is shifting, a good indicator is that your legs are shifting too. One goes front, one goes back. If your pelvis is staying still, then your toes, your legs will stay in the same spot the entire time. We exhale, pull, rotate. We inhale to come back. rotation, say this every time, comes right from your rib cage, right around that bra line. Okay, let's do 4. Again, heavier or lighter with those springs at any moment. 2, it's up to you, and 1. Okay, then once we return back, we're gonna open our legs wide. Okay, I'm gonna hang up just my right strap. And then once I hang up my right strap, I'm actually gonna switch. So now my right hand is going to grab my left short loop. Again, heavier or lighter with these springs if you guys want to. I'm staying on my 1 heavy, 1 medium. I'm going to pull this right shoulder back so that my shoulders are parallel to the wall in front of me. I'm gonna open my left arm out to the side of the room. A little saw here. We're gonna rotate to the left side. The left arm will rotate with you. We're gonna reach our right fingers to our left toes. I'm going to go right baby finger to my left baby toe, and I'm gonna pulse forward 2 times. So I'm gonna pulse forward once, twice. I'm going to come back. This time we're gonna pull our right elbow into our rib cage, rotate to the right side, and then we're gonna come back to the left. Ready? We go right baby fingers, left baby toes. Pulse for 2, 1. Then we start to stack the spine. We bend the elbow into our ribs. We rotate right. Our left arm should be reaching forward. We go center, left, pulse 2, 1. Let's speed it up. Exhale, pull. Inhale, return. Pulse for 2, 1. Stack up with an inhale. Exhale, pull. Rotate. Pulse for 2, 1. Exhale, pull. Rotate. Pulse for 2, 1. We want to feel those obliques working to rotate us. Again, if you want it heavier with those springs, you can have it heavier. I'm going to do that 2 more times. Pulse for 2, 1. Exhale, pull. Inhale, rotate, pulse 2, 1. This is the last time. Exhale, pull. Inhale, center. Okay, same thing on the other side. Go ahead, grab that right strap. Again, I'm gonna use my short loop just to make it a little heavier than this. We're gonna, again, just kind of break it down slowly, and then we're gonna speed it up. So I'm gonna open my right arm out to the side. My, again, shoulder is gonna pull back so that they're parallel to the wall in front of me to start. And then I'm gonna rotate to the right side. I'm gonna go left baby fingers, right baby toes. My right arm is reaching behind me. I pulse to my toes for 2, 1. I stack my spine up. I bend my elbow into my ribs to rotate to the left side. My right arm is still reaching out in front of me. We're gonna rotate back, extend your left arm, pulse to your right side for 2, 1. We pull into the ribs, we rotate. We go center to the right, we pulse 2, 1. Let's speed it up. Exhale, pull. Inhale, center, pulse 2, 1. Exhale, pull, rotate. Inhale, center, pulse for 2, 1. And when I pulse, I do 2 breaths. Inhale, exhale, pull. Inhale, center, pulse 2, 1. Pull, rotate, center, right, pulse 2, 1. Pull, rotate. Again, I want that elbow in to your rib cage. Right arm reaches forward when we pull back. It reaches back when we go fingers to toes. So the arms are working opposite. 2, 1. Pull, rotate. Feel those obliques. Pulse 2, 1. Let's go for 3. Sits bones are staying heavy. And pull. Let's do 1 more. Pulse 2, 1. And return. Okay, once we return, we're gonna go ahead, hang our strap back up onto the peg. And then if you rotated your shoulder blocks, you can just rotate them back to where they belong. Sit off to the sides of your reformers. We're gonna do a little snake. No twist today with our snakes. I'm gonna take off my medium spring, so I'm just on 1 heavy setting for my springs. I am going to do this on my wooden platform today and not on my foot bar, just because I personally like it on the wooden platform. If you have long legs and you want to do it on your foot bar, you can. If you have shorter legs, I have long legs, but if you have shorter legs and you prefer wooden platform, this is a really good spot for you to be. So I'm standing on the left side of my reformer. My left foot is on the wooden platform. And again, if you want to go into the foot bar, you can. I'm going to take my left hand to the front corner of my carriage, and I'm going to take my right hand to actually the shoulder block furthest away from me, and then I'm just going to go ahead and step up. I'm going to wrap my right leg around my left, and then from here I'm going to inhale, push the carriage out, and when I push out, I'm going to kind of dip my hips down, reach my chest through my arms, and I'm going to exhale, tuck the pelvis round, and come back in. So I'm going to inhale, push the carriage away, reach my chest through my arms, kind of dip my hips, and then exhale, round to come back in. Inhaling as we press out, dip those hips, kind of reach your chest through, exhale, round to come back in. Now, if you want this a little more challenging, you can always have your right hand back to that shoulder block, or you can be on the foot bar. I'm actually going to switch my hand now to the shoulder block behind me. Feels a little too easy for me here. And exhale, bring it back in again. Inhale, press out, reach your chest through your arms. Exhale, round to come back in. Let's do 2. Exhale in, and then last one, inhale out. I'm kind of dipping my hips and exhale back up. Okay, step your foot off. Now, I'm going to keep my right hand on the shoulder block that's closest to me. I'm going to take my left hand onto the shoulder block that's furthest away. I'm going to step both feet onto the wooden platform. My toes are at the edge. I'm going to push out into a plank. From this plank, I'm going to inhale, push the carriage out with my arms. Exhale to come in. Inhale out with the arms. Exhale in. Abs are into our backs. We have the legs zipped together. Inhale, push, and exhale, pull. Let's go for one more like that. And now we're gonna pause, add in our legs. So when I push out, I'm gonna lift my right leg up, come in, set the foot down, push, lift the left leg, set the foot down. So I'm gonna push out, lift, and lower, one leg up at a time. Try to keep your hips parallel to the floor. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, step off to the left side, so the opposite side that we were just at, and we're gonna do our snake on the other side. So I'll keep my right foot right on the wooden platform. I'm gonna start right away with this. I'm gonna take my left hand to the shoulder block closest to me. My right hand is gonna go to the corner of the carriage furthest away from me. And then I'm gonna step up. Again, you can have your foot on the foot bar if you'd like. Wrap your left leg. We're gonna inhale, push out. My shoulders and hips are parallel to the floor. I'm gonna kind of dip my hips, lift my chest through my arms, and I'm gonna tuck round and come back in. Inhale, push out. Lift the chest, it's an extension. Exhale, round and come back in. Inhale, push out, lift the chest. Exhale, round through the spine. Come back in. Again, if you want this lighter, you can always change your springs. We're gonna go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, step off to the side. Feel free to give your wrists a little bit of a roll. Back into our planks. So I'm gonna step up on the wooden platform, left hand, left shoulder block, right hand, right shoulder block. Step your left foot up, out into your planks. Same thing, when we push out, we lift the right leg, we set it down, we push, we lift the left, we set it down. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Try to keep your shoulders and hips parallel to the floor. Exhale out, inhale back, exhale out, inhale back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, oh, come all the way in. We're gonna put our foot bars up. We're gonna do a little, we're gonna do a little tricep dips. We are doing them on a medium spring, so change to a medium instead of a heavy. If you want to make this easier for yourselves, you can always stay on a heavy spring instead of a medium, but again, a medium, which is a blue on my Balance Body Reformer, is just going to make this a little more challenging. One heavy if you'd like to make it easier. Sit on your foot bars, face your reformers. When we sit down, hands are going to go onto our foot bar. Our palms are facing back. Our feet actually go to the shoulder blocks for this. And I don't know why that feels so far away, but it does. Now, if you have short legs, obviously you don't have to go to the shoulder blocks. If you have a foam roller, I always have clients, if they have shorter legs, I put a foam roller right on the shoulder blocks, and then their feet, just like mine, if the foam roller is there, can rest up against a foam roller to give them that space. But again, if you're shorter and you just want to plant your heels here, you can. I'm going to go right to my shoulder blocks. Okay. Lift your butts up off the carriages. We are going to start by bending the elbows to dip our butts down. We're going to push the carriage out, lift our hips up, and we're going to bring the carriage back in, the arms stay long. When we come in, our butt goes to the foot bar. We bend the elbows, we push out, we lift the hips, we extend the arms, we bring our carriages back in. Keep going. Bend the elbows, push out, lift the hips, extend the arms, bring it back in. Let's do 3 more for those tricep dips. 2, lift and pull, and 1. Lift and pull. Okay, you can set your butts back down. Feel free to pull your feet closer towards you. Give your wrists a little bit of a roll. Now we're gonna do that same thing, but we're reversing. So we keep the hips up to start when we push out, and then when we get out, we're gonna bend the elbows, dip our booties down, and pull in. If you need to change your springs to make this easier, change them. Feet go back down onto your carriages. We're gonna lift our butts up. Keep the hips lifted. We push out, flat back. Ready? I'm gonna bend my elbows, dip my hips, row in. Lift, push the carriage out with those hips lifted up. Then we're gonna dip the hips, bend the elbows, lift those hips as we come back in. Out, dip the hips, bend those elbows, lift, extend the arms. Let's go 3. It's always more challenging too, and this blue spring feels so light right now. 1, and in. Ooh, okay. Give your wrists a roll, step off to the side. We're gonna go 2 heavy springs for some feet and straps. I'm gonna take off the blue. If you want it heavier than that, you can always add on a light spring with it. And we're just gonna lie ourselves down. Okay, when we get down, I'm gonna reach behind me, grab my short loops into my hand, grab your straps, long loops, go onto your feet. Then once we get our long loops onto our feet, legs are gonna go up just as high as we can hold our neutral spines. They're gonna be parallel, zip together. I'm going to exhale, pull my legs straight down towards my springs, and then we're gonna inhale, hinge, come back up. I exhale to pull down, and I'm inhaling to hinge. My abdominals are drawing in and up. My bra line stays heavy as I pull, and then my sacrum stays heavy as I lift my legs back up again. Exhale to pull down, inhale, back up. Let's go for 3. Drawing the abs in and up. 2. And then last one, exhale, pull, inhale, hinge. Now when we come up, let your low back go flat down into the mat. If your headrests are up, just make sure that they're all the way down. We're gonna do a little version of long spine. My butt is slightly lifted. My sacrum is actually all the way off the carriage. So if you wanna let your sacrum come up, you can. So my legs are straight up to the ceiling. They're angled ever so slightly back behind me. I'm gonna keep pressure in my straps and keep my legs zipped together. I'm gonna start at like the lowest part of my back that's off the carriage. I'm gonna squeeze my glutes. Again, keep pressuring your feet. Your carriage does not move. We're gonna lift our hips up. Again, your carriage doesn't move. Point your toes, squeeze your butts. Without your carriage moving, we're rolling our spines all the way back down. Again, I'm just going to that lowest part of my back. My sacrum is off the carriage. Squeeze your glutes, lift your butts, articulate your spines up. Again, your carriage does not move. You have to keep tension in your feet. You roll your spines all the way back down. I'm going to inhale at the bottom, exhale, roll my spine up. Take an inhale at the top. Exhale, roll my spine all the way back down without my carriage moving. We're gonna do 2 more. Exhale, peel up, squeeze your butts, lift your legs. Take that inhale. Exhale, roll our spines all the way back down into the mat. And then last one. Exhale, squeeze, roll up. Inhale at the top. Exhale, roll back down. Then once we come down, set your sacrums back down. Legs go down to a little lower than a 45-degree angle. Heels are together, toes are turned apart. I'm back into my neutral spine. We are going to open the legs out to the sides of the room. We're gonna bend the knees, bring the heels together for our frogs, and we're gonna push out. So extended frogs right away. We open, we bend, we go heels together, we push out. I'm maintaining my neutral spine the entire time. Exhale, push. Inhale, open. Bend, exhale, out. Open, bend. I'm just gonna go for 1 more. Okay, push your legs back out, hold, we reverse, so we bend our knees in. We open our legs out to the sides of the room, we zip them together. We bend in, we open, we zip the legs together. Again, we're maintaining that neutral spine, especially when we open our legs out and when we bend our knees back in. We're not collapsing into our low backs. Okay, let's do 1 more. Then when we zip the legs together, hold, bring them parallel. I'm gonna lower my legs a little further down, open them wide out to the sides to circle around and back up. I'm exhaling to pull, inhale to circle around and back up. Down, around and back up. My sacrum is staying nice and heavy. Exhale to pull, inhale to circle. Let's go for 2 and 1. Now once we come back up, we're gonna pause at the top, reverse. So we open our legs wide, we press them down and around, we zip them together, and we hinge to come back up. I'm gonna feel my adductors, inner thighs. Movement comes right from the head of the femur in the hip socket. We're just gonna go for 2 and 1. Okay. Take those straps off of your feet, hang them back up onto the pegs, sit to the left side of your reformers, go 1 heavy and 1 medium spring. We're gonna do scooters, abs, and then stretch. So 1 heavy, 1 medium spring on your reformer. Right foot is back to the shoulder block closest to you, left foot is on the floor, our right knee is lifted off the carriage. Both hands are on your foot bars. When I'm standing on my left foot, my hip is right over my ankle. Keep your right knee off the carriage. When I bend my left knee slightly, the butt sinks back slightly, neutral spine. We're hinged slightly forward. We exhale to push the carriage out with our right leg. We inhale back, we go out and in 10 times. Push into your heel, squeeze your glute. Abs are into your backs. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, pause in. Take off that 1 medium spring. Keep your right knee lifted off the carriage and push out 1 time. We're gonna bend our left knee in a little more so we're sinking into a lunge. Now, rather than kicking our left leg straight behind us, I'm gonna start to tuck my pelvis, lift my hips, straighten my left leg, and I'm just gonna lift my left leg straight off the floor so it doesn't kick back here. It just comes off the floor. I'm gonna set it down and go into my lunge. So tuck, hike, lift your left foot off the floor, set it down, go into your lunge. Exhale, lift, Inhale down, I'm scooping into my abs to tuck my pelvis and around through my back as much as I can. So think like a cat back. Your left foot goes straight off the floor and straight down. Let's go. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, then I'm gonna set my right knee down, my carriage is in. My left foot goes a little further forward, so it's right by my foot bar this time. I'm gonna push the carriage out with my right leg, push out with my left leg, and I'm gonna hold this lunge. I'm just bringing my chest in between my arms too to stretch here. Bring the carriage all the way back in. Add on that medium spring, other side. Scooters first, then abs, then we stretch. Left foot back. Again, when my right foot is on the floor, my hip is right over my ankle. Both hands go onto your foot bar. The knee is lifted up. I'm gonna push. First, I'm gonna bend my right knee, take my butt back, and then I'm gonna push my carriage out with my left. In, out, in. I'm squeezing my glute when I push out. My abs are into my back. Keeping that little hinge forward. We have 3, 2, 1, and in. Okay, take off the medium spring, we're just on a heavy. The left knee stays lifted. I'm gonna push now the carriage out with my left leg. I'm gonna bend my knee and sink into a lunge. From here, ready? We're gonna extend, we're gonna start to push into our right foot. We're gonna tuck the pelvis, lift the hips, lift your foot off the floor. Set it down, go into your lunge. Tuck, lift, back into your lunge. Again, think like a kitty cat back here. Exhale, tuck round, and inhale back into that lunge. 5. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, set the left knee down, let the carriage come in. You're stepping your right foot forward, so mine's right next to the foot bar. Push out with your left leg, push out with your right, drop your chest, hold that nice big stretch. Okay, bring the carriage all the way back in, can sit off to the sides. You guys are all finished with that workout. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, I'll see you guys later. And thank you so much for all the support.